Every year, NFL players hold out in hopes of a new contract, and it is no different this year. Some franchises trade their big players away because they don't want to pay them, like Khalil Mack from the Raiders to the Bears, for example, while others hold out until they get the contract that they want. Other players like Earl Thomas show up without getting the new contract they desire, and unfortunately suffer injuries, which was the reason that they were holding out in the first place, to get long-term security in case that they do get injured. Le'Veon Bell held out because he didn't want to have what happened to Earl Thomas happen to him and be a potential unemployed NFL player. In this video, I will discuss why the Cowboys should pay Ezekiel Elliott and end the holdout. Before I get started though, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel, as all support is very much appreciated. Now with that being said, let's begin. Through 40 games in Ezekiel Elliott's young career, he has amassed over 4,000 rushing yards and 28 touchdowns. He has had 19 career 100-yard rushing games and 6 more games with at least 90 yards rushing. He is undoubtedly a premier running back and one of the best at what he does. He has also amassed 2 125 rushing yard performances out of 3 career playoff games, and has been a huge reason for the Cowboys' success over the past 3 seasons. The Cowboys are 28-12 with him in the lineup in his career, and just 3-3 without him. The losses that they suffered without Zeke in the lineup were a 20-point loss, a 28-point loss, and a 22-point loss, all within the first 3 weeks of Elliott being suspended back in 2017. While I will not comment on whether or not he should have been suspended, the fact of the matter is he was, and the Cowboys struggled mightily without their franchise player. In the 3 losses without Zeke, they put up a combined 22 points, which is averaging just 7.3 points per game. The next 3 games without Zeke were all won by the Cowboys, but they played the Eli Manning-led Giants, the Redskins in AT&T Stadium, and squeaked out a 3-point win against the Raiders. Needless to say, the Cowboys need Ezekiel Elliott, whether Jerry Jones wants to admit that or not. I think Dak can win the Cowboys a Super Bowl at some point in his career, but he's not going to do it within the next year or 2 or 3 if he doesn't have Zeke. The counter argument to this would be to say, look at the previous 5 champions: the Patriots, the Eagles, the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Patriots. No 5 of these teams had an elite running back like an Adrian Peterson, Le'Veon Bell, LaDainian Tomlinson, or whoever. Each of the Patriots teams were running back by committee, whether it be Shane Vereen having 11 catches in a Super Bowl 49 win over the Seahawks, James White hauling in 14 catches in a Super Bowl 51 win over the Falcons, or most recently, Sony Michel having 94 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown in a Super Bowl 53 win against the Rams. No 3 of these backs are looked at as a top 4 or top 5 at their position, and that is what Jerry Jones will try to use as leverage against Zeke in contract negotiations, that we can win championships without having a big running back like yourself. When the Eagles won in Super Bowl 52, they had a running back by committee as well, like the Patriots, with the midseason trade they made in 2017 to get Jay Ajayi, LeGarrette Blount, and Corey Clement. The Broncos differ here a bit because their defense in 2015 is one of the best defenses ever and was the main reason that they won the championship. The Cowboys' current defense is nowhere near to the 2015 Broncos, and that's not meant to be disrespectful to players like Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, or DeMarcus Lawrence. It's just showing respect to the 2015 Broncos, who had a prime Von Miller, Chris Harris Jr., Aqib Talib, and an older DeMarcus Ware. They were unreal as a defense and are the best defense of the 2010s in my opinion. The fact of the matter is the Cowboys need Ezekiel Elliott in the lineup. They were shaky without him at best, and I don't think Dak can win consistently without Zeke, at least not at this point in his career. I definitely do not think Dak at this point in his career can go into Lincoln Financial Field with the season on the line and beat the Eagles without Zeke. I think the Cowboys need to pay their elite running back and call it a day. I think there are some teams that can win without having an elite running back. The last 5 champions have definitely proved that. However, I don't think the Cowboys fall under that category, and they need Zeke. Winning 70% of a team's games in 3 years versus winning 50% of a team's games while a player is out, despite a small 6-game sample size, speaks volumes, and Elliott has definitely earned his money. With young players like Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch, Amari Cooper, and Dak Prescott all coming up on contract extensions, the Cowboys are going to have some tough decisions to make, and very soon. I personally think if they choose not to pay Zeke, the Cowboys will be in a very tough position because they definitely will not win the Super Bowl without him within the next 2 or 3 years, but they're still a good enough team to get anywhere from 6 to 9 wins. They'll be stuck in mediocrity if they don't pay him, but they do have a solid chance to win a Super Bowl if they do pay him. My last thought on this is that if the Cowboys choose not to pay him, they'll end up having to rebuild sooner rather than later, because I don't think Dak can lead them to a Super Bowl without Zeke. The conversation between Jerry and Zeke should start off by Jerry asking Zeke what his price is while still remaining reasonable, because I don't think it's fair for Zeke to go into a meeting with Jerry and say something like 4 years, $80 million, all guaranteed. But I do think he needs to be in the Gurley area for money because he has earned every penny through 3 years of work. That wraps up the video on why the Cowboys should pay star running back Ezekiel Elliott. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content. Again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.